Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world.
Are you a couple of comedians or what?
There's a strong Nosferatu vibe to Cave of the Living Dead, also known as Night of the Vampires. This is another of the Euro horrors I like to review, although this one is German rather than Italian, which means it's lighter on boobs, heavier on shadows. Other than that, this is all pretty standard. In a town of superstitious locals,
what if vampires lived in the grottos?
Trouble is afoot.
In the last 6 months, we've had 6 young women die mysteriously.
During inexplicable blackouts.
Each time that one of the girls died, there's been no current for about 1 hour.
Starting around the same time that a professor took possession of the local castle.
He came here 6 months ago.
His secretary explains his experiments.
My time has gone into 1,300 articles about experiments with blood. Blood corpuscles, blood groups, blood cells, anything and everything about blood.
If he doesn't turn out to be the vampire, it would be a major twist.
Everything all right?
I'd also like to know what he's been drinking. Skeptical Inspector Doren gets off to a poor start when the girl in the room next to his becomes the latest victim.
Embarrassing for you, Inspector.
But when the police show up, he shows them who's in charge.
I wouldn't do that. All right, my friend, get back there.
Doren isn't accepting the popular explanation.
I can't arrest vampires.
None of that nonsense for him.
Vampires? Oh, that's only superstition.
He deals in facts and goes straight to the local witch.
This is your lifeline.
Good grief, wash your hands before you get your palm red.
Don't laugh, Miss Karin.
Doren takes a room in the professor's castle.
Yes, he did. You will certainly be a lot more comfortable. And no dead woman in the next bedroom.
Mark of a good hotel. But is there still a dead girl in the next room?
This just can't be true.
What's great about Doren is that he manages to mock the rational explanation of the local doctor.
Well, what's your diagnosis this time, Doctor?
And the supernatural ones of the villagers.
They're all stupid. Old women gossip.
Without batting an eyelid or offering an alternative. Until...
Sure, you're right, but suppose I told you I think it's the supernatural.
No apology to the people he mocked and whom he now agrees with. And as for the doctor...
Have you finally admitted that we're up against something inhuman?
There isn't anything else I can think of.
Well, at last.
Yes, at last. I came to that conclusion 10 minutes ago.
Well, what do you say now, medicine man?
The investigation heads into the caves beneath the castle.
Either coffins are cheap around here, or they haven't got enough beds.
Where Doren makes a remarkable discovery.
What is it?
A book of instructions for vampires.
So you've joined the ranks of the undead.
What kind of a spook house is this?
I don't hate this film. It chugs along nicely, and there are some really strong images. The crypt, and the witch's vision of the vampires.
Watch how enticingly they dance.
But I wonder if something was lost in the dub. The vampire girl's body shows up down a well.
A vampire. Vampire.
With no explanation, and the vampire professor's motives are likewise never explained.
I just don't understand it.
Also, when he wants to get his secretary out of the way...
Get the Bible that's in the Countess Barbara's quarters.
And where's that?
Oh, well, it's down the dark, disused staircase, into the cave. It won't feel like the way to a bedroom.
Let me out! Let me out!
Then there's the power cuts.
There's something wrong with the electrical system of this car.
Towards the end of the movie, I started to think that we were building to a Frankenstein twist.
What?
Where it turns out there aren't vampires, and the professor is bringing the dead back to life, thus draining the electricity.
The generator's on full, and still no power is coming through.
And the marks on their neck are maybe made by electrodes.
And those?
Superficial scratches.
I was wrong. The explanation for the blackouts is vampires cause power cuts.
The whole thing sounds completely ridiculous.
An area of vampire lore of which I was not previously aware.
You don't believe in vampires. I do.
Thanks for watching. Click here for more vampire film reviews. Various films have added and subtracted to vampire lore. What are your favourite additions to the culture? Does anything beat they cause power cuts? Let us know in the comments below.
Wish me luck, baby. Looks like I've had it.